Hi everyone, welcome back to the Hair by Kate YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I maintain and refresh this amethyst purple hair color using Pulp Riot liquid demis and semi-permanents. This is my client Kaya coming in her natural hair's texture. It's been about 8 weeks since her last hair color appointment, so even though we do like to keep a little more of a natural root on her, she does have a few little bit of gray hairs popping in, so we definitely want to cover those and blend those gray hairs out, as well as just refreshing her amethyst purple hair color. We're going to be doing 2 different formulas to refresh her look. For our ends, where we really want those vibrant purple pieces, we're going to be doing semi-permanents. And for her base, since we like to keep it natural and get a little bit of a gray coverage, we're going to be using the liquid demis from Pulp Riot. Our base color formula using the liquid demis is going to be equal parts of 3.2 and the liquid demis developer. 3.2 in the liquid demis world is a level 3 violet shade, so it'll be very, very deep, but because it is a violet and we're doing a bright amethyst purple on her ends, it's going to make a lot of sense and keep her color very cohesive because it will be a really, really deep, almost black purple melting into our vibrant, lighter purple shade through the mids and ends. Our formula for our amethyst purple semi shade is going to be primarily velvet, but we're also going to be mixing in a little bit of blue muse and tragic into this formula. So velvet is our OG eggplant purple shade, blue muse is our neon blue, and tragic is kind of like a true blue, like a Superman blue shade almost, if you will. But the reason that I elect to add some blue tones into her purple formula is to help control warmth while this color is fading out. So we know with purples, it's going to be a mix of red and blue. So we can shift purple to be either a warmer purple, where it has more of a red tone, or a cooler purple, where it's a little heavier on the blue side. And by creating a cooler toned purple, you're going to get a more attractive fade out, because we won't see so much of that warmth coming through and it won't end up looking brassy as the semi-permanent is fading off of her hair. I also choose to formulate our base in the liquid demis category instead of a permanent color because the liquid demis are strong enough to give us a little bit of gray coverage, a little bit of gray blending, and Kaya is definitely not heavily gray. She just has a few popping through here or there. But the main benefit that we're going to get in using a liquid demi over a permanent color for the base is every 2 to 3 sessions, we do another highlight on Kaya so we can bring up the places where we want that vibrant color to show. If I'm constantly doing a permanent hair color right at the root, when that section of hair grows down and I try to highlight through that, it's going to be a lot harder for me to get a nice clean blonde if I'm trying to highlight through permanent color. So just keeping our future sessions in mind and what we're going to be doing in our future appointments, it's going to be a lot easier on myself and Kaya by doing a liquid demi instead of a permanent color because it's not going to fight us the same way a permanent color will when we try to remove it. Being able to do the base color and the semi-permanent refresh all in one session is going to be a great option for your clients because it's saving you time and therefore saving your clients money because we're not turning this into a double process where we're applying our root shade and then going back and applying our semi-permanents. However, it is a little more intricate than your standard color melt because our liquid demis are an oxidative color and our semi-permanents are not. We can't let these 2 colors touch each other while they're on the hair, or we run the risk of the developer from the liquid demis kind of eating through our semi-permanent shade. So while I'm going through, even though I am applying this like a color melt, I'm being really attentive of where I'm stopping my liquid demis at the base to make sure I give myself space to work in that semi-permanent without them overlapping at all. But as long as I am staying aware of where I'm putting my liquid demis compared to my semis and just making sure that these colors don't overlap or interact at all, this is a fairly simple refresh application process. I'm just going through each subsection and tapping the liquid demis right on that new growth area where we do see that little bit of gray coming in. and then refreshing our semis through the mids and ends where that placement has already been established. I'm going to work through the entire head in this way, let Kaya process at room temperature for 25 minutes, and then rinse her with the coldest water possible. And typically when I'm rinsing out a semi-permanent color, we don't want to shampoo that hair at all for the first 48 hours. But since I am doing a liquid Demis base, I do have to shampoo that off of her hair. So after I finished rinsing out as much of the color as possible, I am going to go through and do a light shampoo, but just keep it focused right around her scalp where that liquid Demis was applied. From there, we will be free to condition, rinse, and style as we usually would. So now I'm just going to continue doing my application process until her entire head is finished, and I'll be back on in just a few to show you guys the final results. And here is our final look from our Amethyst Purple hair color refresh. Kaya will be good to go for another 8 weeks or so before we need to touch up those grays again and just bring a little bit of life back into the semis portion of this color. This is a really quick kind of overview of how I do this, but if you guys are looking for more in-depth education, just make sure you check out the links down below. I have a ton of classes and courses available for you down there. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me for a bit today. I will see you in the next video. Bye!